All right, guys, the Utah Jazz finally ended a 5-game losing streak against the Lakers without LeBron and AD. It's the Hoops Nerd post-game show. All right, so the Utah Jazz finally get a win, and all it took was for the Lakers, are having probably the most disappointing season of any team in the league, not playing with LeBron James and AD. But hey, if you're a Jazz fan, you'll take it. Let's talk about the Lakers for a little bit, although there's not a ton to say about this team, especially when LeBron and AD are not playing. Tonight, their starting lineup of Trevor Ariza, Stanley Johnson, Dwight Howard, Malik Monk, and Russell Westbrook is about as bleak as it gets if you're a Laker fan. Although Russell Westbrook has had some moments recently where he's been playing better. Just the numbers have been better. And tonight, honestly, he had a pretty decent night, just percentages wise. 50% from the field, you'll take it. Considering this season, he did take 10 free throws, made 6, and then he did have 7 rebounds, or 7 assists and 6 rebounds. So, and that's 24 points and only 3 turnovers. If you're a Lakers fan, you got to be pretty happy with that. Although, obviously, they don't get the win, and right now they're looking like they're going to miss the playoffs entirely. This Lakers team has to get some wins if they want to make it into that play-in tournament. And it looks like LeBron might be coming back next game, so we'll see what happens with them. But for Utah, you were lucky. I guess kind of lucky because this game was actually pretty close. The Lakers, I mean, it kind of extended at the end there, but this game was usually within 5 to 10 points. If LeBron plays in this game, I don't know if he doesn't kind of take advantage because this Lakers team was scoring at an efficient clip. You look at this. Dwight Howard had 21 points and 12 rebounds, and a lot of people talked about Rudy Gobert's game, and he had a good game tonight, 25 and 17. But Dwight Howard had a monster night, 21 points, 12 rebounds. He was 69% from the field. Nice field goal percentage there. And he had that corner 3 that he buried. So, you know what? If LeBron plays in this game, they might have been able to take advantage of the Jazz. It's just if you're a Lakers fan, it's a little too bad because you did not have LeBron. So that's just frustrating for the Laker fans. For Utah, so let's talk about the Utah Jazz. And this might not be as long tonight, guys. Honestly, this game was a little, the Jazz won, and that's good because the Jazz need one more win to make sure that they're not in the play-in. So they did that tonight. Well, here's the thing. The Jazz have to, what is it that the Jazz have to do to avoid the play-in? I was being told by Twitter people that the Jazz have to get at least, they can't, what is it? Basically, the Jazz have to not lose 2 games through the rest of the season. So they've already done that tonight. We could look at the Jazz schedule. Maybe we will. I don't think I care that much. But basically, a win tonight kind of gets them one step closer to avoiding the play-in, which is what they wanted. The 2 games that basically if they lose one of either OKC or Portland, then they'd probably still be okay. If they lose both those games, then the Jazz might be in the play-in. That's what you're looking at. But OKC and Portland are both trying to lose as hard as they can. The Jazz are trying to win as hard as they can. And even tonight with the Lakers team that has been incredibly disappointing and depleted, it was still somewhat close at times. So we'll see what happens. But the Jazz are probably going to go into that 6th seed. And I think that's actually a pretty decent spot for them. What's funny about this season with how kind of meh and bleh and ugh it has been for Jazz fans overall, the seeding's actually pretty nice because you're looking at like Dallas in the first round and then a non-Phoenix Suns team in the second round, So that's pretty decent. Like there is a route for the Jazz to get to the Western Conference Finals. The thing is can they take advantage? That's the question. And, going on a 5-game skid like they did and the turmoil in the locker room and all these things going on, not a great sign. But they did get Bojan Bogdanovic back tonight. They did get Danuel House and looked pretty good at times. Let's just break it down a little bit. Bojan Bogdanovic comes back. He had 5 assists tonight. That's pretty awesome. 11 points. He was a +8. Really, a lot of what Bojan brings is by being on the floor, he spaces it and he creates a threat that opens things up for other guys. His shooting when it's on is what takes this offense to another level. But he was 4 for 11 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, so the shooting wasn't good tonight. He looked a little not super confident, which is kind of something maybe you can expect. Bojan's like that. He'll come back, and he just doesn't seem to always have great confidence right away. It seems to take like a little bit for him to get into rhythm. So I guess that's nice that as the Jazz have like, I think it's 5 games left to the playoffs. He has like a 4 or 5 game stretch now where he can kind of get back into a rhythm. I'm trying to be as positive and as like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed as I can be as the Jazz go into the playoffs, because there are some things that are just like, nah. But tonight, you know what? We're going to be positive. And if Bojan Bogdanovic in the next 4 or 5 games can catch like a rhythm, then that's a really great thing for the playoffs, because Bojan, when he's hitting threes, can be a really nice asset. And if Donovan's having an off night or Mike Conley's not hitting shots, then sometimes Bojan can carry you offensively. So good to see. But tonight, honestly, the shooting wasn't there, but it's nice to see the assists and the positive impact on the floor. So that's good. Now, how much of that is him when you have this bad shooting and also a Lakers team that is so devoid of high-level talent? I mean, it's pretty bleak. It's pretty bleak. You would hope this would be a little better, but anyways, like I said, it's nice to see the rhythm come back. Royce O'Neal goes 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 points, but he does play defense. And someone mentioned to me on Twitter, they're like, is there something we should be worried about? Honestly, there are so many cooks in the kitchen with this Jazz team, and I kind of feel like sometimes that's a little bit of the issue, although you kind of hope that Donovan can carry you over the top, and Donovan struggled the last 5 games. It's part of why the Jazz have had a 5-game losing streak before tonight. So I don't know. Maybe you do need Bojan Bogdanovic. There's a lot of questions with this Jazz team. Honestly, as this season ends and we go into the playoffs, and maybe we'll talk about these things more after the season's over, because we want to be excited for the playoffs. But I think most Jazz fans have more questions than answers going into the playoffs than last year. It's really kind of a crazy year. I'm not too worried about it. We know that Royce can shoot the 3. It's just kind of weird. He's had a couple nights in a row where it hasn't fallen, but the 7 rebounds is nice. And it's just fun to see Royce do Royce things. Harry Lion King, thank you for the donation, my man. Or woman. Let's see. Nomadic Key from Twitter sent me. Well, thank you. Thank you, Harry Lion King. You're the man. And I appreciate it. And $2, that's amazing. I really appreciate it when you guys donate. I really do. It's amazing. Rudy Gobert. Let's see. 36 minutes tonight. He was 9 for 11. He had 25 points on 11 field goal attempts. That's about as efficient as it gets. It was freaking great. And it shows you why, By the way, Harry Lion King, I assume you're a man, so I'm just going to, because you're king, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably screwed the pooch on that one. I apologize. I really appreciate it, though. Everyone tell Harry Lion King how amazing he is. I want everyone in the chat right now, tell Harry Lion King that he deserves greatness in his life and happiness and joy, and that he's awesome. Come on. Everyone do it. Come on. All right, let's see. Rudy Gobert, back to Rudy Gobert. Awesome monster night. The Jazz were trying to get him the ball. They were doing everything they can to figure out how to use him efficiently, and he goes 25 and 17. Really nice. 9 for 11 from the floor, 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Really nice to see. Really nice. So, when you have involved Rudy Gobert in the offense, it's amazing, and great things happen. I still am in the camp of, when people say more shots for Rudy, I really feel like you shouldn't be saying more shots for Rudy. You should be saying more pick and rolls for Rudy, more plays that involve Rudy Gobert. I do not ever, ever, ever want to see Rudy Gobert getting the ball with his back to the basket against elite teams. The thing is Rudy was being guarded by Austin Reeves at times tonight, he was being guarded by Dwight Howard at times, but he also had there were a significant amount of minutes with Austin Reeves on the floor that he was guarding Rudy Gobert at the rim. So I would hope that Rudy Gobert could take advantage. And so it was nice to see that he could. But I guess that's my take. So when I say get shots for Rudy Gobert, what I want to see is, I guess if someone like Austin Reeves is guarding him, get him the ball so he can dunk the ball. But then if it's not Austin Reeves, let's say you're playing a high-level team, you're playing the Phoenix Suns and it's DeAndre Ayton, I don't want Rudy Gobert getting the ball with his back to the basket. I just don't. It's going to end badly every single time. But what I do want to see is pick and rolls with Rudy Gobert and running him to the rim so that he either ends up in a lob for Rudy Gobert and you get efficiencies like this, or you get open shots for like Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley with the floater and with Donovan Mitchell's ability to either take the pull-up three at the three-point line, his ability to take the pull-up mid-range jump shot, or going straight to the rim. Only good things happen when you run the pick and roll. Now, in the playoffs, what are they going to do? They're going to switch. And when that happens, that's what's tough, because in the playoffs, you have really good defenders on both sides. So you'll have like DeAndre Ayton and then Mikal Bridges. Both those guys can typically guard Rudy pretty good. And I don't know if Rudy Gobert can take advantage of someone like Mikal Bridges. I don't know. He can take advantage of people like Austin Reeves and Malik Monk, which is good to see. But we'll see in the playoffs. It's really been kryptonite for Utah, the switching with the small ball. It's been tough. So we will see. But it's nice to see Rudy dominate tonight. It's great, and it's something he should do, and he did, and that's what stars do. They take advantage of bad teams. And so we'll see what happens in the playoffs, but this was nice to see. These numbers are going to dip in the playoffs, though. You're just not going to see, I mean, maybe, but I just don't really predict Rudy Gobert getting 11 field goal attempts, probably more in 7 or 8 range. And he needs to be efficient on them, and you probably see this amount of free throws. If Rudy's in, the other thing that Rudy can do in the playoffs that's really important is knock down his free throws. He just has to, because that's where his efficiency is going to come. Donovan Mitchell, also a monster night tonight. 29 points, 7 assists. He was 50, 40, 75. I mean, monster stuff from Donovan Mitchell. He was just like taking practice shots out there. He's an absolute star. He's incredible. I mean, it's the same thing, though, with Rudy. Is like he's being guarded by Malik Monk and Russell Westbrook, who's a terrible defender. And it's great. So, Zintis, let's see. What is that? Does that mean you just rejoined or whatever? Zintis, X marks the spot. Member for 6 months. Everyone just give a shout out to Zintis for being a member for 6 months. And not just a member, an all-star. Shout out to Zintis. He's the man. So anyways, Donovan Mitchell, it's nice to see him have a monster night. This is what he does. And this is what you hope that he can continue to do, is have these like big assist night with big points. And it's great. And look at Mike Conley having another great night. 7 for 9 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. This is what you hope from Mike Conley. 18 points. Let's see. DWCB Zintis, 6 letters, 6 months. I love it. Let's see. So Mike, it's just nice to see Mike Conley have that efficiency, because like January 1st to like the beginning of March, the efficiency was just bad. Like at best, he was around like 33, 36% from 3 at that time. And like 36% overall from like the field. So like the shooting was just not there. And I don't know if Conley's feeling a little healthier. Maybe he's putting out a little bit more and was just kind of coasting for the playoffs. I don't know, but it wasn't going well. And so it's nice to see this kind of high level efficiency. Like I said, it's a low talent Lakers squad tonight. So it's nice to see him actually take advantage. It's a good sign, because it's a bad sign if you don't. It's a good sign if you do, right? Let's talk about two of like, and Jordan Clarkson had a nice night tonight. 19 points, 50% from the field, 33% from 3. You'll take it. If Clarkson can put up these percentages in the playoffs, then you're excited. You know, and I know it's only 33%, but that's better than what his season average has been. So I'm like, this is like a perfect line for him. I wouldn't probably want this many shots. Maybe not this many threes, because I think Clarkson going to the rim is much better. You know, I'd like 3 less here and have them be more 2s, because that floater game for him is really good. And when Clarkson has good offensive nights and he's getting steals on the other end, 2 steals tonight, he's really great. And tonight was a really nice night from Jordan Clarkson. Juancho Hernangomez and Danuel House. The Juancho, right? Amazing. The chosen one. The chosen Juancho. Absolutely fantastic pickup for the Jazz. Juancho Hernangomez goes 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. Just amazing efficiency again. He also had 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And one thing I'm loving is he's playing with confidence. And he's not just like out there timidly just sitting in the corner to get corner threes. When he gets the ball, he's driving to the hoop, he's kicking it out, he's dunking the ball, he's making plays. It's fantastic. I can't tell you how happy I am with Juancho Hernangomez. He has been one of the most fun things and most exciting and happy stories of this entire Jazz season. It's fantastic. 9 points, efficiency. He's long. He's tall. He's athletic. He plays hard. He fills passing lanes with his length and size. And he runs the floor. He can actually kind of bring the ball up and things like that. He'll run in transition. I mean, I love it. I love everything he does. He cuts on offense, driving kicks. I mean, he's just fantastic. And he has no ego. And he's out there just trying to win. And it's fantastic. What an awesome pickup for the Utah Jazz. Juancho! There we go. Danuel House, the other one. House money is what the Jazz are playing with right now. Danuel House, 2 for 5. And by the way, he's on a minimum contract. What an incredible pickup Danuel House has been. 2 for 5 from the field, 1 for 3. One of these was that awesome dunk. Let's watch it because it was fun. Danuel House is like one of my favorite players in the league right now. Let's see right here. This is the steal. Pick 6, baby. Pick 6 to the end zone. Wham! Cram! I gave myself the hiccups. That dunk was so good. Cram! All right, let's watch right here. What happens? Jordan Clarkson back to Conley, to Juancho, to Jordan. The arrow, baby. I love it. Hey, if any of us was in the NBA, you've got to have a great 3-point celebration, right? Right? Can I submit the best, like any of you watching this, if you ever become a 3-point, if you ever become an NBA player and shooting threes, if you're ever like in the NBA, or maybe you're friends with someone who's in the NBA, who knows? Can I suggest the guns? When you make a 3, you holster the guns, baby. Why is no one doing this? Holster the guns, baby. No finger guns, though. You holster the guns. Blow the smoke, right? Holster the guns, baby. Anyways, Juancho and Danuel House have been amazing. We don't Juancho in this house. That was the best I could come up with combining them because this is a fun bench duo, by the way, guys. This is great. And this is great wing defense. I mean, this is everything. DWCB, you mentioned Ainge getting great players. He has. I think that's what we'll end tonight talking about is that, like, so much of the last 3 years that's driven me crazy and some of you guys maybe a little bit as well. And it's why we talked about it pre-trade deadline and why we talked about so many trades is because of the things we've been watching lately, like the last 5 games, the losing streak, the poor defense, all these issues was because, is because we needed to make a move. And making a move is a good thing. It helps your team. If you're not making moves, you're getting stagnant. If you're not getting better, then other teams are lapping you. And this whole season has been like that, where the Jazz just do the same old thing. Like their biggest pickup the offseason was Rudy Gay, and he didn't even play tonight because why? Juancho Hernangomez took away his rotation spot tonight, and it was the right move. And honestly, it's like the first time I think I've seen this in a long time with Quinn where someone actually played well and earned minutes. It's honestly miraculous. Word of the night, honestly. I say honestly too much. But it really is truly unbelievable that Juancho earned that rotation spot over the guy that Jazz paid media told us was the savior of this team, over Georges Niang. Turns out Georges Niang was pretty good. And Rudy Gay has been not good. But what's the moral of this story is making pickups during the year is important. It's not a debate whether it helps you. Of course it helps you. But not just helps you, it keeps you fresh. It keeps other players playing hard. You bring in these guys, Juancho Hernangomez, Danuel House, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Guess what? If the guys ahead of you see that this team is bringing in talent and trying to make this team better, then they're going to play better, right? right? No one on the team is like deserves a rotation spot. No one, like, that's not like a privilege. That is something you earn. Every single one, including Rudy Gobert, including Donovan Mitchell. Those guys have to earn it every night. And of course, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert are going to earn it because they're incredible talents. But other guys on the floor, if you're not earning it, someone else needs to be there and be willing to move into that rotation spot. And so if you have a guy like Juancho Hernangomez and Danuel House playing really well, then they should be given those rotation spots, right? Isn't that how it works? Like, you're earning positions. We are not a house of like Jedi. We are the Sith. The Sith are always the apprentice eventually has to destroy the master to get that role. And it's honestly the correct path. And I didn't know we would get here in this on this channel, but we've chosen the way of the Sith because it works. All right? All right? Sorry, Jedi. There's a reason you got taken out by Executive Order 66, because you guys done got stagnant and didn't make midseason trades and adjust your game plan. And that's why the Sith beat you. All right? Because what happens with the Sith is there's the master, there's the apprentice. And the only way the apprentice becomes the master is if the apprentice defeats the master. And guess what the master is always doing? He is always looking for an improved apprentice. And if he finds a better apprentice, he kicks the other one out the door. Say goodbye, Darth Maul. Darth Vader's a better apprentice. And watch out, Palpatine. Vader will throw you into a pit of electricity if you don't play well. All right? Because it's the way of the Sith. There's some Star Wars for you. And the Jazz should be the same way. We should not do this Jedi Council corruption that led to the fall of the Order of the Jedi. We should be the Sith, constantly improving, constantly allowing new talent to come in, and constantly letting those guys work their way in the rotation. Your rotation should be fluid. All right? It needs to be fluid. DWCB, no wonder the Jazz changed their color scheme to black. That's right. That's right. We're part of the Sith Order. If you want to win, you got to be part of the Sith. All right? It's just how it works. You need fluid rosters. If you don't, you are going to crumble like the Order of the Jedi. And that's what we've been watching this season. Order 66 or whatever it's called. Zintas, thank you, sir. Robert Hall of Fame. Sorry, I've been away. Been super busy, but oh well, what the hockey sticks is going on? Oh, we talked an hour about it the other night. It's been crazy. But luckily, the Jazz can win against one of the worst teams in the league, minus LeBron and AD. Lee Christensen, member for 14 months. Shout out to Lee Christensen driving the lane, baby. Glad the Jazz win, but I don't feel better with this win, but at least I won't be sleeping in the fetal position tonight. Exactly. I feel the same way, Lee, because honestly, like, did we really feel that great? This team, I mean, honestly, how many... Wenyen Gabriel was playing tonight, and that's like a G Leaguer, and he was getting major minutes. And honestly, I keep saying honestly, I'm going to lose my mind. Stop saying it, James. But Wenyen Gabriel at times took it to Rudy. You know, Rudy's got to be a little tougher. I'm going to be very clear, very honest. It's like Pee Wee Herman out here. Honest, honestly, honest. But anyways, if we're being accurate, Rudy Gobert needs to be tougher. He needs to stop complaining to the refs. He needs to stop letting guys just push him around. Push back. Push back. Fight back. Someone on Twitter messaged to me like, what do the Jazz have to do to get a foul call? With all these guys? You know what? Fight back. Fight back. If they're going to do that to you, you push them back. What's the movie where they says, we take it back? Can't remember that movie. That's going to drive me crazy. Oh, it's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. When Christian Slater took, by the way, that has one of the most problematic scenes ever. But anyways, as a kid, we all just watched it. And if you are familiar with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's a scene in that movie that is so utterly problematic. And the fact that us as kids watched it, we're like, oh, okay, I guess that's just what's happening. But anyways, like Christian Slater, who betrays this, who even knows what this post-game show is? But anyways, Christian Slater, who betrays Kevin Costner as Robin Hood, he's like, what are we supposed to do? They took our food. They took our land. They took our families and our money, and they're in the Sherwood Forest. And Kevin Costner says, we take it back. And that is the attitude. That is the attitude that the Utah Jazz have to have. Kevin Costner and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Go watch the movie. It's great. You know, you'll know what I'm talking about with the problematic scene. You'll see it, and you'll go, oh, my gosh. But anyways, it's great, and the Jazz have to have that attitude. So, Rudy, if they're getting your position from, take it back. Take it back. Get your own tech. Get in a fight. Get someone mad. Because the rule, the word on the street for Rudy Gobert is just punish him or fight him, and maybe he'll wilt or he'll complain to refs. You know, it's truly, honestly, I said it again. It's what teams are doing, and you can watch it. And I'm only thinking about that word, and that I'm talking about Kevin Costner and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But Rudy needs to just fight back. All right, that's what he's got to do. Get some toughness, okay? Because it's just not going to happen. And complaining to the officials has done exactly 0 for Rudy this year. This is how much complaining to the refs has gotten Rudy this year. This much. So just fight back. Force the issue with the officials. Force them to pay attention. You know what'll make the referees pay attention more than if you just complain and whine and all these things? Fight back. Fight back. And guess what? They will pay attention and they will call it, right? If Rudy Gobert gets into it with someone else and says, I'm not going to take this from you, and there's some sort of little altercation, that is going to be so much more effective than Rudy just like complaining to the official and doing one of these. And, that's what I would say. That's what I would, if I was giving Rudy a critique, it would be just do that. Fight back. I think that's it tonight, guys. Nice win for the Jazz. They didn't continue their losing streak, so that's really great. Let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. Zintis was in tonight. Lee Christensen was in tonight. Robert Hall. Harry Lion King. Shout out to Harry Lion King. Really great name. All right, let's give a shout out to Christian House Money to Haas, Tyson Price, The Price is Right, Baby Elliott Matson, X marks the spot for Zintis, Jordan the Goat Besserell, Joshua Hansen, The Danish Destroyer, and one Anton Warren, Ezekiel Ricibe, The Man from Down Under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire, Eric C. The C stands for Champion, Donald Schooley, School, and all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen, Driving the Lane, Patrick Kubo, The Connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame. All right. I don't want to miss anything in the comments. That's all I got tonight, guys. It was a nice win for the Jazz. Thank you for all the All-Stars and all the members, too. By the way, if you're new here, like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Or at the very least, like the video. And if you want to support the channel, you can join by clicking the button below. I think it's around here. One of these. Click all of those. Wait. There we go. All of them. See what happens. Click them. Click them. All right, guys. I will talk to you next time.